Do you see this place at the South Pole? A lonely, isolated land that seems to have no connection to anything else. Yet somehow I've imagined 1,000 different stories about it. Everything from secret human space stations to strange mercy weapons tested by intelligence agencies. And of course, one of the most amusing ideas people repeat is that this icy edge is actually the end of the world. People often picture Antarctica as a giant white wall at the bottom of the Earth, a barrier that keeps us from falling off the planet. But to be precise, the South Pole is only a single geographic point. The enormous icy continent surrounding it is what we call Antarctica. You've probably heard that Antarctica is the coldest, windiest, and driest place on Earth. Here's another fact. It's also one of the most unforgiving and hostile environments humans have ever tried to live in. The surface is so severe that without modern technology, a person wouldn't survive long. And this doesn't apply only to humans. Most animals can't handle this environment either. So, what lives in the middle of Antarctica? Practically nothing. The wildlife is concentrated around the surrounding seas, penguins, seals, and various whale species. These animals only survive because they depend on the surrounding ocean. Let's pause for a fun detail. If you've ever seen seals up close at a zoo, you might not guess that they're descendants of ancient land mammals, basically walking animals that evolutionary pressure turned into the flippered creatures we see today. Anyway, back to Antarctica. Imagine we're traveling across this frozen world. As far as we go, we see nothing but strange, futuristic-looking structures, bases that resemble spaceships. After some research, it turns out these aren't alien designs at all. Humans built them. Penguins certainly didn't design anything. But why do the buildings look like this? Why do they resemble modular space stations, assembled piece by piece? The story goes back to 1903, when a Scottish expedition first decided to establish a shelter here. They discovered a small rocky island where they could gather stones and built the very first Antarctic hut using those rocks. They left soon after and unbelievably didn't return for 50 years. Later came the British. They built a simple wooden and brick structure like any ordinary building elsewhere in the world and named it Base A. They didn't realize how different this environment truly was. Over the years, snow didn't melt around the building, it accumulated, compacted, and slowly buried the structure entirely. By 1968, the whole station was swallowed under many meters of ice, and the team had to abandon it. This taught the British an important lesson. Antarctica behaves like an entirely different planet. Conventional buildings simply don't work. Their engineers then tried designing a dome-shaped station that resembled an aircraft fuselage, but even that structure was slowly consumed by snow. Eventually, they understood the key principle. A building that sits still will eventually disappear under ice. To survive here, structures need to stand above the snow and be movable. But they also needed large indoor spaces, and large fixed structures are easily buried. So they shifted to modular space station-like architecture, individual units connected like puzzle pieces, all raised above the ground on legs. This led to the creation of Halley 6, the British research station with its famous bright blue modules. Halley 6 consists of multiple interconnected pods, each standing on hydraulic legs that can lift the entire structure up to 4 meters. Wide footpads beneath the legs allow tractors to tow each module when necessary, not with regular trucks, but with huge chain-driven Antarctic tractors. Sometimes several tractors must be tied together to move a module. The adjustable legs have another purpose, preventing the station from sinking into accumulating snow. Occasionally, technicians raise each leg, pack snow beneath it, level it, and set it down again. This keeps everything above the surface. Luckily, they don't need to do this often. The last major adjustment was in 2019, 6 years ago, when a giant crack in the ice sheet forced them to relocate the entire base 23 kilometers north. Now you might wonder, how many people live in this enormous station? Only 65 to 70, mostly scientists, engineers, and technical staff. 2 of the pods, often called the majors, are dedicated entirely to utilities, power generation, water production, and waste management. The base uses special diesel that doesn't freeze in the extreme temperatures. Fresh water is made by melting snow beneath the station, and all wastewater is collected in tanks. To protect the Antarctic environment, aircraft periodically arrive to take away both garbage and wastewater. This is a strict rule. Every country operating in Antarctica must remove all waste from the continent. Even the windows are unusual. They're made of glass or metal, but a thick transparent insulating gel called nanogel. It's extremely insulating while still allowing clear visibility. When nanogel technology first reached Antarctica, it was extraordinarily expensive, but today it's used in skyscrapers like the Burj Khalifa to reduce heating and cooling loads. Halley 6 is just one example. Brazil has the Comandante Ferraz station, built firmly on rock where snow isn't a major issue. South Korea built Jangbogo Station, also based on modular architecture. India built Barkthiti Station, adapted to the conditions of its region. Altogether, 32 countries maintain research stations across Antarctica. People who come to Antarctica are usually scientists, engineers, or support staff, with a small percentage being tourists. Influencers like Mr. Beast have even filmed videos there, attracting hundreds of millions of views. Traveling to Antarctica is considered a luxury adventure. Tours typically cost $7,500 to $25,000, depending on the level of comfort. The pricier options include comfortable lodging, good food, and guided trips led by experienced Antarctic engineers. These journeys usually last between 10 and 14 days. Ordinary tourists rarely spend this kind of money unless they have a specific purpose: filmmaking, world travel, or personal challenges.